Hey, welcome everyone to Wizards Outlook. We got Raymond Lyons here. I'm Wilson Tarpe Jr. And the Washington Wizards rebounded from a bit of a slide. They've played the Charlotte Hornets tonight. They'll see them again on Friday at home. Tonight it was on the road, and Kyle Kuzma had 33 as the Wizards take down the Hornets 132 to 116. Ray, just want to get your thoughts first of all, then I'll chime in.
Yeah, man. Excuse me. Big second quarter pretty much sealed the deal with this game. They jumped out to that huge lead, and the Hornets were just playing from behind from that point on, and the Wizards were able to hold them off. Kuz had a big first half. This was more the Dr. Jekyll side we would like to see more often. You know, him being composed and being selective about the shots he takes and the decisions that he makes out there is it usually yields positive results. We just don't see that enough from him. And that's something he's got to take control of. Because he's obviously talented. He's a versatile player. He brings a lot to the table, but when he's erratic, and not playing to his strengths, then everything goes to hell. And he was the opposite of that tonight. Which is why they were able to to win comfortably. And even the Hornets tried to fight back in the third quarter. They cut it to single digits, and was just show some resilience and just stretch the lead back out. And that's all we ask from them, man. Like they should be able to beat a team like the Hornets, like they did tonight. And when you're playing the higher level teams, that's a huge ask to beat them. We're not saying they should be beating the Celtics or the Sixers or whomever else is those contending level teams, but we are asking you not to lay down and be embarrassed. And I think that's pretty reasonable, man. If they just fight and do the things they did tonight against those other teams, yeah, they're still probably going to lose the majority of those games, but they won't be losing by 40. Like, so, yeah, just go out there and play basketball, man. That's really all we want them to do, and that's what they did tonight. And they played a team that was struggling and was able to get the win. The bench came in and did a hell of a job. It was good to see them get some reps and get some positive things going. Defensively for most of the game, the Hornets shot a low field goal percentage. Wizards put them on the line a little too much. Defending with their hands and just being undisciplined. That's something they got to clean up. But overall, man, it's not much bad to take away from this game. It's a good win. Way to break the slide that you mentioned. They get this team again at home again on Friday. And maybe this gives them something positive to build on because what we had been seeing prior to this, completely unacceptable. So yeah, man. Again, this is the Kuz we need to see. Uh, this is the Kuz that I envisioned when he was talking about assuming this leadership role in the off season through training camp. So yeah, hopefully this becomes more regular than it has been.
Yeah, for sure. Just to add what you were saying that he had 20 to 33 in the first half, which was great. That second quarter, why that jumps out so much? They only gave up 17 points in that quarter, man. Which was everything in this game. Because outside of that, it was back and forth, but the damage had been done. Charlotte was never able to generate enough stops to really. I think they had one to start the third quarter. Charlotte went on like a series of runs, and they cut it to single digits. And Washington responded accordingly and put the lead balloon right back to 20 plus. And then, in the fourth, you just trading buckets. That's a comfortable place to be if you're the team that's ahead. Um, I thought Danilo Gallinari was everything
Mhm.
tonight. He's been quietly consistent through these first, 7 games, whatnot, coming off the bench. Tonight, he just seemed, just moving at his own pace, just seemed to frustrate the hell out of Charlotte's athletic bigs. Just going about his business, stretching the floor, old man game, patient, getting folks in foul trouble. When not in foul trouble, getting folks to leave their feet so we can create space to get his. 7 of 11 from the floor, 4 of 7 from deep. DeLon Wright, another vet off the bench, was huge. He also had 18 points, 4 steals, which is something we've seen him do here before. Not too shocking. I just thought Washington took care of the ball. They played enough defense. We're talking about that second quarter. But, that second quarter, taking care of the ball. Meanwhile, Charlotte turned it over 20 times, able to get out and run a little bit, give you some transition buckets instead of, suffering through the half court for much of the night at times. But yeah, I think you were spot on with Kuz. It was just controlled. And now that's the thing we were talking about with him, man. And Poole this year was just being controlled, like just being in control. Because as being the lead dudes, that's what this group's gonna need from you, right? Just even if it's good or bad, just under control. And even Jordan tonight, you look at it, just looking at box score, didn't shoot the ball well, but I was for the most part, I was fine with the shots that he did take, and that's what it is for both of them. It's the shots that they take, not how many. The quality of the shots that they take goes a long way. Because like tonight, you just say Poole missed some tonight. That's totally different than there's been a couple times here when when the shots that they take, the team ends up paying for, and that wasn't the case tonight. Denny didn't shoot the ball well, and he's been pretty good the past few games. But you can live with that with everything else that folks did tonight. I thought they competed on the glass. But yeah, the bench, man, 72 points. I could be wrong, but 70 plus points from your bench is never a bad thing. Is that gonna happen every night? Heck no. However, the nights that it does happen, you embrace it. It'd be worse if you got 70 points from the bench and didn't win this game, right? You got 70 points in a win. Only one of your starters played 30 minutes. It's not bad. Obviously, you're going to get a pissed off Charlotte team in your building on Friday after this. But you got an opportunity if you could take both of these games. Think about what it does for the division, and then obviously just for your overall record. Like, you had one win going into this game. Little by little, that's 2. You just take care of business on Friday. That's 3, what have you. But it's just a little thing, step by step, going forward. Who'd you have for player of the game?
Kuz. Yeah, they pretty much put the lights out in the first half. He was a huge part of that. I think he had 22 by halftime. So yeah, man. And again, man, just his decision making and the way he was able to control the game it pretty much led to the Wizards getting this win tonight.
All right. Yeah, no argument for me there. Who'd you have for X Factor tonight?
He touched on Gallo. He was big, man. Like you said, like it's good to be athletic and all that, but sometimes that gets you into trouble against a guy that goes at his own pace and has the versatility that he does. So yeah, the entire bench pretty much did their thing, but I think he led the way.
Yeah, I'm taking the cop out. I'm just going with the bench, man. The vets came off the bench and handled their business. I'll even take Corey out of it, but Gallo, DeLon, and Shamit. And shout out to Shamit, just getting his feet back underneath him, right? Who knew, vital signing, consistent veteran, what it could mean for you in your rotation, right? He had the big 2-handed dunk on Melo, who tried to take the charge. On LaMelo, who tried to take the charge. And the NBA players to stop taking charges. Go block it if you're able to. Some cases I get it, but you weren't getting a charge call right there. Landry was moving real nice and at an even pace. You were not getting a charge call. You fell slow. He went up slow. I only saw that play ended one way, right? Everybody was under control. There was no bang bang play or anything. But now I think Landry's been good for them. We, like you mentioned, Gallo's been consistent. You gotta have 3. If I don't expect those guys to have that many points every night. You know, I don't think we count on DeLon having 18, 20 a night, what have you. But you got 3 consistent veteran contributors off your bench. That's never a bad thing for a young team. And obviously, we know things fluctuate with Corey at times. You know, he just got back, but hell of a night for the bench, man. 72 points. I don't think there's anything else to add to that. Again, they'll play Charlotte again, this time in at Capital One on Friday. All right, let's get to some of these comments. Oh, sorry. Start here at 11T. Since we won, I won't say much, but the starters struggled outside of cool scoring wise. The bench definitely carried.
I mean, that's why you got a bench, for nights like this when, some of your main guys are struggling a little bit. Kuz, he was hot. He had it going. Then the bench came in and finished it off. So yeah, I mean, it just happens like that sometimes, man. The points were going to come from somewhere. They just happen to come from majority of them from the bench tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing to keep in mind is Charlotte, looking at the record or whatever, like as long as, Mr. Clifford is under the controls, help at the helm of the controls over there, they're annoying defensively. They weren't as annoying tonight to the Washington bench. They were annoying to some of the Washington starters, though. That left played a role quite a bit. But shout out to the, like Ray said, can't get mad that the bench came in and handled their business. Yeah, they're not going to score 70 every night. But in a case like tonight, you needed them. You needed a win. I don't think anyone's upset that you had 2 folks go for 8. You had 4 folks in double figures off the bench. I don't think anybody's upset. 2 of them knocking on the door at 20 points. So honestly, what are we doing here? Are we playing to win or lose? Why are we beating the bottom feeders when we're trying to get a better seeding? We're tied at 1 and now we're 3rd. I guess he meant draft seeding, but go ahead, Ray. And I answer afterward.
Oh, I mean, it's game 7, bro. It's like, yeah, I'm never in favor of playing for draft seeding. I think we discussed this on here, a few times. Nothing's guaranteed. Just go out there and try to win games, man. And like losing on purpose just builds bad habits and poor culture. I mean, I know that's pretty much the case right now, but you're trying to change that and go in the opposite direction. So yeah, the goal should always be to win as many games as possible.
Yeah, sorry. For me, yeah, you're trying to establish a new culture, right? New regime, trying to establish a new culture, what have you. That starts with the standard being the standard. If the standard has to be trying to win, and then you can build upon it. But that foundation has to at least start there, right? And I think, folks were asking why didn't you get some other bigs, what have you, or some how they went about constructing a roster. I think it's like that by design to a degree. Obviously, you're not giving up. You didn't give up on a year because you did start the year with veterans on your roster. You didn't just go 15 kids and be like, well, we'll see whatever happens. You got to have some adults around, right? While you're trying to establish a foundation, establish a culture. Yeah, like I think you try to win and it plays out how it plays out, and you trust the folks upstairs to handle their business accordingly. Like Ray said, this is game 7. We have no idea what it's going to look like in a month, what the market might look like in a month, what the market looks like in February. You know what I'm saying? Like we just don't know. But what you should want under new regime, at the very least, head in the right direction, man. Establish that at the very, at the ground level. He said, I'd rather play 2 good quarters than take the rest. I mean, let's get the young players some playing time. It's 82 games. They're going to get them. They're going to get time as the season goes on. It's going to happen. Like Bilal got 30 minutes tonight. It's going to happen in little pockets like that. Probably didn't. I know I didn't realize that he damn near played 30 tonight. I was not aware. It felt like I saw him out there the normal amount. But clearly I was wrong. It was more. But he got 30 tonight. And those are the pockets where young players got to take advantage of it. But at the same time, the other end of the spectrum is the last couple of games, right? Prior to this one, where young kids are getting a quarter at a time together. So, choose. What are your thoughts on trading for Wiseman for 2 second rounders and maybe throwing in Jaden Ivey for Tyus Jones and another player in a second rounder for the young star? Ray, have you go first?
This ain't the place for young guys, man. I mean, we got enough as it is. I don't think this helps them if they come here. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that, man. It's and then also the teams that have those players, what assets do we have to give them? Yeah, I mean, you brought up picks, but yeah, I don't think that's I think at this point that's a very lateral move, and then will be damaging to the guys they bring in if that were to happen. But yeah, I don't think the teams that have those young players are going to be excited to give them up for for what for what's being offered.
I would say I would just again like we're 7 games in. I would let things play out honestly. Um, Detroit's a Detroit's another team where I think they're just a couple steps ahead. Washington kind of hitting the button. Detroit's hit the button already. So like it looked like Washington's looking ahead at Detroit where they already got Cade. You got Duran. What Bogey's over there. You got some folks over there already, right? Where here, we still trying to see. We don't know for sure if the two dudes are going to be the two guys right now are definitively going to be those guys. We don't know that. It's just 7 games in. And, as much flack as give them, for 7 games in, maybe they get this stuff together and it's at a really good place. And maybe you decide for sure over the next 25 games where they prove we're 2 pillars here. We don't know, but we gotta let things play out. But I think both of those trades, both of those players, I think that's something that's going to be on the table. Like if Detroit's looking to move either one of them, I think that's something. I don't think that's something where like it's a race for it. We're far away from the deadline or anything like that. And you got to think about what type of teams that have the space on their roster to give them the rope that they need, right? So I think it's something you just keep an eye on and see what it looks like. If folks keep racking up DNPs and whatnot, maybe you make a switch. Maybe the price, maybe the price comes down or what have you. But I would just say something maybe to keep an eye on. But I wouldn't. It's 7 games in, man. Let's get to like 30 in and then let the dust clear and see what's there. See what the record looks like 25, 30 in, and then I'm sure both of those dudes will still be where they're gonna be at. They'll either be in the rotation because of injuries or because they earned it, or they'll still be available. What do y'all think about a trade for Wise? I think that's pretty much what we just talked about. I know both of you guys as shame at that attack dog chipped me shoulder. But again, I know we've gotten so far away in this league where young teams don't have vets, bro. You need them. Like you need them. There's another team that, Memphis. Vets would be needed, and like right now, they're missing their key vet right now. Steven Adams is not around. He will not be returning this season to that court for them, and they're going through it just a little bit. And you might not think about it too much, but yeah, you miss those types of guys for sure. But yeah, look, man, it's like Ray said, it's 7 games in. I chill on anything, and I honestly do believe like just as a whole, you play to win, and then whatever happens, it works out in your favor or it doesn't, right? Like at the end of the day, it's still a lottery. Still a lottery. Or like the teams ahead, you could just mess up and you just draft better. Sometimes it works out. Or you have no idea, like OKC's going to be getting to that place soon where decisions may have to be made. You don't know if you could swoop in a little later or look around the league. Like it's early. It's so early. Then you know some of the teams that spent money early. Then when it's really time to spend the money, you're gonna be thinking about moving some people. Then you know how some young teams move. Yeah, we'll take the contract real quick. Give us the picks. It's early. Only 7 games in. Let's see how things shake out. But he said, "Who do you like in the upcoming draft, Bronny, or someone else?" I'm not even thinking about the draft like this early. Just me, honestly. There's definitely some players in college basketball I'm looking forward to watching for sure. I think
Mhm.
we're all looking forward to see over the next couple years for sure. We know the kids that went to Duke. Obviously, people are gonna be excited to see that. But yeah, I just think it's really early. Check back in with me. Like I have an answer for you about the draft, like game 60. I got you. Like just write this down. Be like, Wilson, you said game 60. I can legit ask you about draft, and I guarantee you, I'll get you 3 players for you. Game 60. I feel like it's appropriate time. That's an appropriate time for me to at least start looking, and at least by that time, we're definitely well within conference play in college basketball or whatnot. Like we got an idea. We're not going from, oh yeah, that freshman should do this to, damn, he might need another year, or this ain't it. This was a bad fit. Why did he go there? Or that good stuff. But we will see y'all on Friday. Appreciate y'all as always in the comment section for Ray and myself. Look, man, you just got to remind me. It's on you. Write it down. Remind. I got you. That's all you got to do. Whether you hit me on Twitter or on here, just remind me. Like, go ahead, screenshot it and remind me, just in case I shouldn't act funny, but just remind me. And Ray's here as a witness. We got you. Game 60. You can ask me, and the deal's 3 players. I had 3 players for you that I like. Like low key, I got one, but it's kind of biased, so I'm not messing with it. I wait. I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna do that to you. But have a great night, y'all. Appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all on Friday.